Today is February 1st. Today is the day that we conclude our series of investing $1 every day in the stock market. So I'm gonna just show you guys the results, how much money went in, how much payments I got paid, how much overall, just everything. As you guys know, we just opened the app and we're in. As you guys can see, today it's starting off a little rough. It's currently 9:16, so the market just barely opened. But overall, I'm gonna go through everything. After 365 days, we have a total of $837. And the reason why we have $837, instead of investing $1 every day, I started investing $2 every day to see how much of a difference it would make. Adding $1 extra, it doesn't seem a lot, but I just wanted to show you guys what $1 actually can do. So because we invested $2 every day, the growth increased, and that was what I was going for. And as you guys can see, we're currently today, the market, it's been going not so well, but over the week, it seems like we didn't do much. We actually went down. But throughout the month, as you guys can see, the market went up, so that's good. And over the last 3 months, as you guys could see, the market just grew drastically. Now let's see over the whole year. Like I said, we started off with a total of $783. So that's the total that we start in this portfolio. And I know that I said it should be 365 days. Only times I put money in was throughout when the stock market was open. So that means holidays and weekends did not count. So for those reasons is the reason why I thought about investing $2 and $1. I just bumped it up a bit. But like I said, $2 don't really make that much of a difference. But mind you, $1 every day. I did invest that for the first few months, and around September or October is when I actually made a decision to change. And instead of going up, it actually went down, and those were actually the hardest times in investing $2 every day, because I felt like I was buying a market that was crashing, and at the same time I was increasing my buying spending. So it felt like I was making a bad decision. But for those who really know how the market works, you guys know the best time to buy is when the market is going down. At the same time, I was worried. I felt like I was making a huge mistake, but on the other hand, I knew that what I was doing was right, so I didn't really worry that much. But still, it's that mindset where it's like, oh, you don't want to lose money, you don't want to lose money. The thing is, when you start investing over the long run, the fact that you have to lose some, it's just part of investing. So I just let that slide and just went through it either way. From September, where it was my highest point, down to October, where I thought I was just gonna keep losing, it seemed as that was the time where everything changed. So I was buying this dip right here. It was going down, and then it went up, because the dip is where it's like buying things on sale. That's when you're supposed to be buying more, because if you know your market right, and if you know the company's right, things like that will happen. It's just bound to happen. But the thing is, buying that small dip, it will seem absurd. You're wasting money, you're losing. But at the same time, remember what I said, this is a slow race, not a fast race. So it's just, you gotta just give it time. It's like a tree. Trees don't grow overnight, and in a year they could probably mature a lot, but in 1 year it's probably gonna get planted and settled really into the soil. So you just gotta let it keep growing and growing, and just keep investing in it. Don't give it a huge amount, but just give it a small amount, a reasonable amount that you guys get into. And overall, it's just that's the name of the game. It's the long game, not the short game. So let me just go through the stocks right now. And for the first stock that we invested on was VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield. It's an ETF, and the reason why I chose this instead of the SP 500 Vanguard, for me, since I'm investing over the long run, it seems like a really good growth ETF, and at the same time it's a high dividend yield account. So it's a win in growth, it's a win in dividends, and overall it's just a win in the long term. So that is the actual reason why I even chose this. And as you guys can see, you guys could scroll down on this ETF and see how much their sectors they're invested in. A lot of it is invested in the financial service. And as you guys can see, I don't lie, these are all the buys throughout this whole project. And it took a while, like I said. And now let me show you guys the dividends. As you guys can see, the dividends, we got paid a total of 4 dividends overall in this ETF. And yeah, it wasn't really, the first dividend that we got was only 28 cents. Yeah, I know what you guys are gonna say. You must be joking, bro. That's really worth nothing, 28 cents. But like I said, it's the long run, not the short run. So it went from 28 cents to 87 cents. From 87 cents, it went to $1.68. $1.68. That's almost $2. And from there, I just kept reinvesting, like I said. And from $1.28, it went to $3.72. And this is where you can actually see how compound interest really works. It just slowly piles up and it just slowly grows. Overall, this is just the actual results that you just get from just leaving the money and just letting it sit there and just letting it grow for you. But yeah, that's what we got for VYM. To be honest, I'm not trying to stop right now because overall I've just been seeing good growth. But yeah, those are the results for this ETF. And now let me go to the next one. So the next one is a company that like I said, I was really hesitant to invest in because of what I heard and the fact that it's a brand new company. But as you guys know, sometimes you just gotta take a chance on things, and that's what I had to do. When it first came out, everybody seemed like they were having a blast of investing in this market, but everybody seemed like they dipped real quick. As you guys know from my old videos, the reason why I really chose it was the fact that they were paying their dividends monthly rather than quarterly. Like I said to you guys, depending on the company, some companies pay you monthly or quarterly or even yearly. And for this ETF, what I chose was because of, like I said, I'm investing in the long term rather than short term. And compound interest really works if you actually put your time and if you just have patience with it. Compound interest really just did its magic with this ETF. We started off at 5 cents. All you guys are probably just laughing because we started at 5 cents. But as you guys can see, it just slowly grew monthly, and I just kept investing. It grew from 5 cents to 25 cents to 44 cents to 56 cents to 94 cents, and then it went to $2.03 from just doing nothing, just putting money in there and just leaving it there. So on January 3rd, the first month of the new year, it went from $2.03 to $2.52. But the thing is, those gains that I really got, I just kept reinvesting into the market rather than having it do nothing. That's the reason why I'd rather choose dividend companies. For me personally, I just like getting paid. So overall, these are the actual results I got from investing $1 every day in the first 7 months and then switching it to $2 every day in the last 5 months. As you guys can see, it just grows steadily. Dividends grow steadily. For me personally, this is just a small investment that anybody could do. Anybody that really wants to just have some money on the side or just want money to grow, this is just one of the ways that you could just grow your money, make money work for you rather than just keeping it somewhere where money just doesn't work for you. I know that $1 every day, you guys probably say, oh, but I don't really got money like that to be wasting on. I feel like $1 every day really doesn't really make that much of a difference overall, because sometimes we be wasting money on things that we really don't need. So investing something like $1 on your future is just something that should be really considered, because wasting $1 on yourself for it to grow rather than wasting it on commodities that aren't going to give you any growth, it just seems a great investment overall. And that being said, since a lot of you guys really enjoyed watching this series, I was thinking of starting another series on investing in something else every day. So stay tuned for that video. And also, I'm not going to stop this series because I really enjoy making this video and show you guys the results. I'm probably going to give you guys an update in maybe the next 3 months, but my predictions overall on the market is, to be honest, I'm thinking that it's just going to drop, because with everything going on right now, the reason that we had so much growth in the last 3 months was because we just don't want the market to drop. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, you guys know, if it crashes, we're buying. And remember guys, before you start investing anything, remember to do your research, because whatever happens to me may not happen to you. So every investment that you make should be at your own risk and at your own tolerance. That being said, stay in tune for more videos. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys another time.